Okay, welcome to another episode of Charts on Demand brought to you by TradeSnyper. Today we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin, Shiba token, Solana, Dogecoin, XRP, Ethereum, Crypto.com, Coin, Crow, and a couple other cryptos. Right now we're taking a look at Bitcoin. As you can see, the TradeSnyper indicator is hyper green, and it's been like that for the past about 12 to 16 hours. As you can see, this little pump right here above the arrow. What we're going to wait on is for this TradeSnyper indicator to flip a different color. As you can see here, once it flipped blue over here, from blue to red, and you'll see a big drop. So right now, it looks like it's in some sort of a wedge. It honestly looks like a bull flag, but we're going to wait and see. And we're going to wait for the TradeSnyper indicator to flip colors to determine where this market's going to go. Before we go any more forward, you're going to want to check out my TikTok. It's TradeSnyper. If you click this link, it'll bring you right to TradeSnyper Access. You could also shoot me a follow, and that way you will be able to get this indicator right here called the TradeSnyper directly on your TradingView charts. And it's about the price of a cup of coffee, so it's definitely a good investment. If you don't have TikTok, you could also go right over to patreon.com and just type in TradeSnyper and click this button here, and you'll get access once you log in. So that's the best way to get access to TradeSnyper. If you're trying to keep up tabs on the market, it is the best indicator I have ever used. So here we are with Bitcoin. As you can see again, it's hyper green. It was red here and it was dropping a little bit, and it flipped green when you caught this bottom, and then now it's hyper green and was pumping. We're up about 2%, 48,000. This market is very volatile today. It looks like this pump might be over. If you look at some of the lower time frames, as you can see here, it flipped blue. The indicator has flipped blue, which usually will indicate a temporary uh, top to the rally. As you can see, like right over here and over here, once it flipped blue, it kind of halted the rally, and then a couple candles later, it fell once it flipped red. So very, very interesting. Another part of the indicator you want to pay attention to is once it flips red. Usually the pattern is green, hyper green, blue, which means the end of the rally, and red is selling pressure. So once it usually goes from green, blue, and then red after. So once it's red, you don't want to really be holding it because you're going to be expecting a drop, as we're seeing right now. As you can see here on the 3 hour, it's flipped blue already, and it's dropping. So this could possibly be the end of the rally. But we're going to take a look at the daily, and as you can see, it looks like a bull flag. That's why a lot of people are buying it right now, thinking it's going to pump, and it very well might. As you can see, the TradeSnyper is green, and it's been green since September 13th, and this would have given anybody who has a TradeSnyper a really good trade. You could have gotten right here at right around 43,000, and it pumped right up. And right now, as you can see here, the last time it went from green, it was almost a fake out, and then it flipped red and dropped fast. So the way this is bending and the way this is kind of looking like it's hitting resistance, looks like Bitcoin could fall here if it doesn't get picked up. So it's literally it's at the end of the road of this triangle. So we're gonna say I'm thinking it's gonna go down. So I'm just gonna put this right here. Now, if it does get support out of here, it will pump. But again, we're going to wait and see what TradeSnyper does, and what color it's going to be over the next hours and a couple hours and a couple days and everything like that. So that's Bitcoin. Seems like the rally could possibly be over, so just definitely be careful. Let's take a look at Shiba token. A lot of people were talking about Shiba. As you can see here, it was a descending triangle to a pump, falling all the way back down to another descending triangle, another pump. It's pretty cut and dry. With Shiba, the TradeSnyper is hyper green. However, it is bending, and that usually indicates resistance, as you can see right over here. Once it bends, it was on this candle. Once it bends, kind of will fluctuate a little bit, and then once it flips blue, it'll fall. It'll fall hard. So Shiba just pumped like crazy. I know there's a Coinbase listing, but you could have gotten in right here once it flipped green. And if you rode the pump, which it turns hyper green, if you rode that pump up, you could have had a nice 30%, 30, 40% upswing. And that is Shiba token. Weekly, can't really see much on it. If you take a look at the 4 hour, so you can see right here, this called the pump perfectly. It was blue here, and it was at the bottom of this triangle. And basically what happened was it pumped through the triangle. As you can see, it flipped green right here. And once it flipped blue, from green to blue, that was the end of the Shiba rally. And now it's just falling. So it's already down 6% for the day. So that's not good. So we're going to just keep an eye on it and see what happens with Shiba going forward. A lot of people are talking about Solana. Right here, we have Solana in this. It was in this downtrend to look like a descending triangle, and it got supported around $136 and pumped to like crazy. And again, as you can see right here, once TradeSnyper flipped from red to green, it shot up like crazy. Now, if you put this over the candle, you could literally see right when you could have gotten in, and it would have been literally right here. And this was on September 17th. This was yesterday, so could have gotten in on this. It did break this downtrend here, so that's good for Solana. But the problem is right now, again, TradeSnyper's bending. As you can see right over here, once it bends, it falls. So I'm expecting this to possibly turn blue and then drop. We're up 9% for the day, so it's continuing to pump. But the problem is, again, you always want to check the lower level time frames, and as you can see here, boom, the 2 hour is blue. So what I'm expecting is probably a small pullback from this 10% rally, and maybe due for some more upside. I would think Solana would probably pull down probably to here, and then most likely, if it gets support, could bounce and go up like crazy. So let's just make that there. Okay. Cool. So we'll leave that there for Solana, and we'll come back and check that out later. How about Dogecoin, everybody's favorite? Computer's a little slow today. Bear with me. So Dogecoin was in a falling wedge this whole time here. This is on the daily chart. Dogecoin was in this falling wedge here, and it just got completely cracked. I mean, it was just so overbought from all that like Elon Musk crap. And then it was in one of these triangles right here. This right here, fell and then got support and then it shot up. Now we saw it's in a descending triangle. As you can see, TradeSnyper again called it perfect right when it flipped from green to red. It fell and it fell hard. It fell down out of the bottom of this descending triangle and it came up to shoot to the top of it, got rejected right here, and now it's just falling. So I'm expecting some more downside for Dogecoin, considering it got rejected at the bottom. Let's take a look at some lower level time frames for TradeSnyper. If you have this, if it does that when it's thin like this, sometimes it'll happen. Once you get TradeSnyper access, if it does that, just double click over here. This will give you the access to kind of move it around. And as you can see here, green, blue, red. Here's the green for the pump. Here's the blue for the end of the rally, and here's the red for the selling pressure. So Dogecoin, I'm expecting to fall. I don't think this is going to hold. I really do not. And if this line here breaks, it's probably going to spell some pretty bad downside for Doge if this does break. Now, if it gets support, which it, again very well might, if you look at the daily, if it gets some support here, it does have a chance of shooting to the upside, breaking through this triangle here, and shooting to the upside. But again, it's gonna rely on kind of what Bitcoin does. Um, and it just doesn't look very good so far. So I would just be careful with Dogecoin. I know it fell a lot down here around 16 cents, and it pumped like absolute crazy, and then it just got rejected and fell very fast. So Dogecoin looks not so good. If you take a look at the weekly's red. That's really not good. When you see the higher time frames, when the higher time frames turn red, you're going to see, like as in here, you'll see some major downswings. As you can see here, this was weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of consecutive drops. And right here on the weekly, this is back in August. Right here is when it flipped from red to green, and July 21st could have gotten in right here when it flipped green and rode this all the way up. and now it's red on the weekly. Could have sold right here-ish and save yourself this whole drop here. So this read the market like an actual book. Very, very easy to read the markets using this indicator. And again, anybody who's watching, if you're like, how do I get this? I want this indicator. All you have to do is either go to my TikTok, TradeSnyper, and the link is right here. Just click this link, okay? Or just go over to Patreon and just type in TradeSnyper, and it'll give you access. You just have to log in, and I'll get you access to it. All right, so that's Doge. Let's take a look at XRP. XRP was stone cold called before. I have the proof. And if you go back on some of my previous YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel videos, I believe I made this right here. I haven't touched this. This was a grind line that I predicted that it would go up, and it did. It shot up to the top of this triangle and got rejected. I said it was going to shoot up, get rejected, and fall back down, and that is literally exactly what happened. Go back to some of my past YouTube videos, and you'll see when XRP was around this price point here, this was stone cold. So I'm expecting some more losses. I'm expecting it to drop. If this doesn't hold right here, if this line doesn't hold, then I'm expecting some more downside, and probably go back down to the bottom of this triangle, which is where I indicated right here. We're just going to slide this over a little bit since it hasn't fallen yet. All right, and we're just gonna extend this up here. And what will probably happen is XRP will fall, most likely get support on this triangle here. Again, unsure um, about the stage of the market. I mean, it's just been an absolutely crazy market. So it all depends on what Bitcoin does. But if it does hold here and kind of pings back and forth, you could see it probably shoot up out of this triangle for like an insane pump later on, and we're gonna leave this here, and that's what I think is probably gonna happen. Because it seems like this has gotten some support, and also, oh, I just noticed something. If you shoot a ray right here, it's been on the support multiple times right here. So as you can see, this little grind line here, it's been pinging, pinging, pinging. Here was kind of like a fake out type deal, and then it's just pinging on it and bouncing off this line. So if this does break, I'm expecting some big losses for XRP if this breaks. Um, but for right now, I mean, everything in the market's green, so um, it just doesn't look that great. Okay, so that's XRP. If you want to take a look at the weekly, XRP on the weekly is blue. That usually spells doom. I want to apologize about the computer lagging a little bit. I want to take a closer look at the weekly. I didn't do that on Bitcoin. We're gonna double back to it. All right. When the weekly turns blue, that means that tends to mean end of rally. And I want to just point out, and I'll bring this closer. The last time the weekly flipped blue was right here. I mean, it's clear as day. I mean, you'd have to be a blind man you'd have to be blind not to see this. So as you can see, once it flips blue, it's going through a cycle, and most of the time it will go from blue and then it will go red. And that is going to indicate a lot of selling pressure for weeks. And that, again, that's what I'm expecting. So the fact that it's blue here and it looks like it's in this descending triangle, most likely will spell doom for XRP. Not doom, but most likely just some more downside. You might be able to get to accumulate more if you are buying it around 56 cents. So it's about a 50% drop if this line breaks, which it looks like it's going to. So these pumps, I don't trust them for them to pump. I mean, as you can see, some stuff's already selling off. Um, and it's just very, very risky. As you can see, like Solana, I mean, some of these are pumping like crazy, but that's just probably because a lot of people are moving out of Bitcoin and XRP and stuff and getting into these other alts because they think they're going to go to the moon. But as we covered Solana before, it's a tough market. So just be careful with XRP. Here is Ethereum. This one's the crazy chart that I've seen. I've noticed this wedge that's just going to the upside. I've had this drawn for a while, and as you can see, some of the potential price points are set right here. So if this, so as you can see, it hit to the top of this wedge down here back in February, and then it shot through this wedge here, and when it hit the $4,000 price point. Now it was trying to shoot up to here, and it got rejected at around 4,000. Now if it gets support here, um, it could shoot up to the top of this, it could shoot up to 5K, but I think it has to test these lower level areas, this kind of grind line first. So as far as Ethereum goes, I think Ethereum's going to fall down to this area here. And again, this is not financial advice. Don't take this all with a grain of salt. This is just my opinion on what I think is going to happen. Um, and again, I could be wrong, and anybody could be wrong. The crypto market's absolutely nuts, and it could, turn on a dime. So just be careful, with your investments. So as we take a closer look, you'll see TradeSnyper is bending. Uh, when we have these pumps, usually it'll turn hyper green, and you'll see this pump, as you can see here. The whole time it was pretty much hyper green the whole time, and then we had a little sell off right here, and then once it flipped from green to blue, that was a wrap. Ethereum is struggling heavily at the $4,000 price point to break it, and once it gets to that point, it just drops like a rock. And now that it didn't even get up to the $4,000 price point, again, I'm expecting some more downside. If we take a look at the weekly, I'm sure it's blue. Yep, and it is. That's not good for ETH at all. If this does what I'm thinking it's going to do and breaks down to the bottom of this descending triangle, you're looking at a potential 25% drop, which would make sense because I think the crypto market is due for another drop. If Ethereum doesn't hold on this exact area price point ish, you're looking at around 2,500. It will be an absolute disaster. It will be an absolute disaster. I just wanted to take all this off and note that if it doesn't, you could already see the sell off starting to happen, and you could already see that if you look closely, 43.88 was the top, and people were talking like a month ago about a bull trap, and this would be it. They were thinking it's going to last a day, and then it was going to go back down. This to me is a trap. It looks bullish. It looks like it's going to go up to new all-time highs, but then it doesn't. It gets rejected, and now we have this candle here, this weekly candle that's red, and the last time TradeSniper flipped blue, as you can see, it absolutely got cracked. So again, that could very well happen. I would just be very careful with ETH, with all cryptos, because it's just crazy looking. We could try to find some other charts. Like if you look at something like this, it looks like it could be in some sort of a rally formation, something like this, and then something like this. This could also be it, where it's in this huge, massive rally formation like this, and it just got cracked at the top here and got rejected and couldn't break it. So, like I said, most likely it's probably going to fall back down just based on the fact that, we're blue on the weekly, and that usually indicates the end of this rally. So that's ETH. Let's take a look at crypto.com coin. This one is absolutely nuts. Again, go back to some of my previous YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel and my videos. I literally called this, um, and said that if you see this line here, this was my prediction when it was down here, that it was going to go up and try to touch the top of this channel here, and that would be 100% gain. Well, it didn't get to 100%, but it got to 60%. Pretty damn good. So right now, crypto.com coin CRO is not blue yet. So as you can see, it's just been pumping, but I'm expecting it to turn blue, and I'm expecting it to, once it does start selling, I'm expecting it to go back down and test the bottom of this area here, this little grind line. Because as you can see, each time it's going down to test it, it's stayed down there shortly and shot up to the upside. So I mean, it's pretty clear what is happening with this. You could also shoot a ray right down the middle here, right there ish, yeah, something like that. Because you can see it pinged there, and then it got rejected here. So it seems to me like there's going to be a sell off. I know it doesn't look like there's going to be a big sell off because everything's pumping, but again, it's just very, very, very volatile and crazy. So that's pretty much it. I mean, if you want to look at some of the other chart, like the monthly, like you could see, like it's in this wedge. It's almost like a reverse wedge, where it's pinging off the bottom, and it just keeps going up, and then we're gonna see what happens here. But I would definitely stay tuned. We're gonna be trying to post more on cryptos and stocks. Obviously, today's Saturday, so the stock market's closed, so we're not gonna post. But if you are a TradeSniper sub, keep your eye on the 4 hour trade sniper indicator color, because if you're in this trade from here or even here at 44,000, if this flips blue, we're gonna get it's gonna start selling off, and as you can see, it looks like it's already getting rejected. So that's not good. And again, since we're at the 3 hour, that's already blue and it's already starting to sell. So yeah, just keep your eye on this. If this flips from blue to red, it's going to drop just like it did here, just like it did here, just like it did here. So that's that. That's pretty much it. I mean, a lot of Shiba coin is dropping today. Dogecoin versus Bitcoin is down a percent. That's pretty much it. Everything's kind of pumping up, but it just looks like it's short lived. As you can see here, the rally's kind of slowing down on the 3 hours. So we'll check back tomorrow. Again, we're gonna try to post more on YouTube, um, and get more insight and predictions and stuff like that, and follow the Trade Sniper. And again, to close this video out, if you want to get access to this indicator, just go to my TikTok, and the link is right here, or go to patreon.com/TradeSniper, or type in TradeSniper in this box here, the search bar, and it'll pop right up. So that's pretty much it for today, and we're going to see if our prediction comes true tomorrow, and we'll follow up then. All right, have a great night, and thank you for tuning in.